party with direction, discipline, and destiny. Unity does not mean uniformity. It doesn't mean we all agree on everything. It means loyalty to a shared purpose. It means commitment to the flag, the same values, and the same future. The NPP has never been merely a political organization. We are a tradition built on the sweat, sacrifice, and convictions of patriots who came before us. Patriots who believed in liberty, human dignity, the rule of law, and the boundless potential of the Ghanaian people, realized through the active participation of the private sector. These values must be our compass, especially now. For us as a party, the Modi story is instructive. The lesson for us is simple. It is possible to rebuild, and leadership is empty without a united party. Like the BJP, we have known both power and opposition. We have faced criticism and internal differences. But unity is the absence of is not the absence of disagreement. It is a decision to prioritize collective strength over individual ambition. If we are to reclaim our position of leadership and trust, we must first reclaim the spirit of unity, discipline, and shared purpose that build this party. We must reconnect with the base, re-engage the grassroots, and rise together, not as isolated contenders, but as unified movement driven by conviction and clarity. Like the BJP, our party too must rediscover the principle and the ethos that define our founding fathers. We must rebuild, yes, but not as a scattered stones. We must rebuild together, brick by brick, anchored in our values and in the unshakable belief that no individual is bigger than the NPP. That belief must reflect our tone, our language, our strategy, and most importantly, in our posture towards one another. Internal discord, suspicions, and disunity have cost us. We must learn from our losses, and we must do so quickly. And I ask again, what are our values? Our party, guided by the enduring motto, development in freedom, stands for democratic accountability, the rule of law, free enterprise, and national self-confidence. Rooted in the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition, we are inspired by a deep sense of perseverance, resilience, and an unyielding faith in Ghana's manifest destiny as a free, just, and prosperous society of opportunities. We believe in building a nation where every Ghanaian, regardless of the circumstance of birth, gender, ethnicity, or religion, must be offered the chance to rise through merit, effort, and enterprise. Our vision of a property-owning democracy has evolved beyond land or housing to mean giving every citizen a stake in national progress through education, healthcare, financial inclusion, and decent jobs. Every child and youth must be equipped with the skills, values, confidence, and opportunity to be entrepreneurial or to climb the professional career ladder. From rural development and bold social interventions to industrialization, the NPP remains committed to inclusive growth, law and order, and empowering all Ghanaians to shape their own destinies in a free society. We believe in inclusive growth that lifts farmers, teachers, traders, and students together. We stand for law and order, the bedrock of peace and progress. We uphold democratic accountability where leaders serve, not rule. Because in this party, we believe Ghana's greatness lies in the hands of her people. Your sweat, your courage, and your dreams. In freedom, you, the Ghanaian, are the author of your destiny. This is our covenant. They are the binding principles of the NPP. The NPP has never been a party of despair. We are a party of destiny. But that destiny will slip from our hands if we allow disunity, bitterness, anger, and self-interest to consume us. Let us end the hate campaigns and the subtle sabotage. It is time to choose unity over ego and party over self. If we fight one another, we will end up falling together. But if we fight for one another, we shall rise together. We have known victory and defeat. We've made mistakes, but we are not a broken party. We are only a battle-tested party. We must not allow current challenges to blur our vision or break our ranks. Yes, we have differences. Yes, we've made mistakes, but we must never forget we are what we stand for and where we are going. Let this be a reminder. No matter how talented a leader is, they are nothing without a united, disciplined, and visionary party behind them. That symbiosis, leader and party rising together, it's what we must seek to achieve. No individual can make it alone. Everyone needs the party. Since the NDC government assumed office in January, we've witnessed a very disturbing development. Intimidation of our party members and a dangerous trend of persecution of our leaders and supporters. These attacks are not random. They are strategic attempts to weaken us, but they will fail. They will fail because our response will be unity. Our motto moving forward from today should be touch one, touch all. When one of us is touched, all of us must rise. We are one family, and the strength of our family is its loyalty in crisis. If we choose unity over ego, purpose over personal ambition, no force can ever stop us in 2028. When we are united, no external force can divide us. But when we are divided, even our strength can be used against us. Rebuilding does not mean avoiding or overlooking our differences. It means confronting them with maturity. It means refusing to let factions become permanent fractures. It means calling each other back to the center, the core which brought us this far. Your servant in Parliament hereby assure you through me that the NPP caucus remains resolute. We are not retreating. We are strong, united and committed to the values and ideologies of our party. We shall continue to defend the legacy of our party in Parliament, hold governments accountable, and show the Ghanaian people that we remain the better alternative. To our aspiring candidates, let this be a season of sober reflection. There is room for all of us at the table, but there is no room for selfish ambition. Let us rise above the temptation to win at all costs and choose instead to serve at all costs. Delegates, the future of our party rests in the choices we make today. Let us choose unity over division. Let us all rally around our elected leaders and reignite hope among our base. To our grassroots, you are the lifeblood of this great tradition. Your sacrifices, your patience, and unwavering loyalty have kept us afloat in seasons of triumph and in valleys of loss. And so to you, I say, hold on, do not lose hope. We shall rise again. The elephant has only stumbled. It has not been defeated. You have never given up on us, and we, your servants in Parliament, will never give up on you either. And to our youth, you form the majority, and your energy, your voice, and your ideas are not just welcome, they are essential. TESCOM, this is your moment. Stay grounded to our values. Stay focused on the bigger picture. Know that the future of this party belongs to you, the Tescon youth, and our youth scattered all over the country. Learn from the elders in Parliament. Don't insult them. Engage them. Absorb their wisdom and grow with a strong conviction of our party and what it stands for. That way, you can also lead with clarity, build with purpose, and sustain the NPP legacy that has been entrusted to you. It is time to stop feeling sorry for ourselves. Yes, we lost 2024 elections in a big way, but let us be clear, this was not a defeat born out of failure. It was a perfect storm of adversity no government in the Fourth Republic has ever had. From the banking crisis that threatened to collapse our financial system, which we spent billions fixing, restoring confidence and stability, to the global COVID-19 pandemic that brought the world to its knees. Then came the Russia-Ukraine war, unleashing the harshest cost of living crisis in generation. And through it all, we governed with a hung parliament and an opposition speaker. No government in our democratic history faced this scale of compounded crisis. Yet, Nana Addo Akufo Addo in the driving seat, we held the line. We do not downplay the struggle the Ghanaian people had to endure, but we should commend them because it was a sacrifices day, including the bondholders, made, which led to the big economic recovery we started witnessing from early 2024. We endured, the people endured, and still we delivered. That was leadership, tested best in major crisis. We should not be shy of the mighty gains we made under very difficult circumstances under Nana Akufo Addo. We fixed the crisis and handed over an economy with stronger GDP growth than what we inherited in 2017. We built historic levels of gold and foreign exchange reserves the current administration is now relying on to prop up the city and support the economy. We created jobs. We built more roads than any government in 8 years span and implemented free SHS, a globally unprecedented feat in a country where most students are boarders. We industrialized like never before, from 1D, 1F and industrial parks to an emerging automotive sector that positions Ghana as a manufacturing hub of Africa's single market. We expanded health infrastructure, revitalized agriculture, and rolled out STEM so boldly. The STEM education agenda, we successfully rolled it out to equip our youth with skills for the jobs of tomorrow, thanks to Matthew Opoku Prempeh and Dr. Educhum. We set Ghana on irreversible digitalization path, placing our nation at the forefront of promising digital economy and after. Fellow patriots, rather than feeling sorry for ourselves, let us face the truth. We took the hard, necessary decisions to save this economy. And now, Mohammed's government is taking propaganda credit, reaping where it has not sown when they talk about resetting, where it is the so-called 24-hour economy, the gold board or anything else. They are simply rebranding our achievements and marketing them as their own. Let no one be deceived. The foundation they are standing on was laid by this party, by our sacrifices, by our bold leadership in the face of crisis. So no, this party has no reason to hang its head at all. In closing, I want to reiterate our theme, rebuilding together with our values. It is a charge. It is a call to realign, to renew and to rise together. And we rise again in unity and in the enduring spirit of our party, our great NPP. And I say to all of you, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we fear no evil. Let us go back to our roots. Let us rebuild with courage. Let us reimagine our future. And let us reclaim the spirit that built this party a spirit of sacrifice, of loyalty, of conviction. We've done it before. We can do it again. And let it be that by the grace of God, we will. God bless us all. God bless the NPP. And God bless our beloved nation, Ghana. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The minority leader, the strong and dynamic Honorable Afenyomarkin. We now listen to a message from our immediate past president before. She has actually received an honorary doctorate, both in the international and national circles. She has received many awards. She has served the NPP with commitment and dedication, and she's the first female chief of staff in Ghana. Let us welcome with a round of applause our own very honorable Akufo Addo Opari, as she leads the speech on behalf of the immediate past president.
The acting national chairman of the New Patriotic Party and the national executives, the former president, His Excellency John Ajekum Kuffour, the former vice president, Dr. Alhaji Mahamadou Bawumia, and spouse, Hajia Samira Bawumia, the minority leader and members of parliament, members of the National Council and members of the Council of Elders, representatives of political parties present, the diplomatic corps, former ministers of state and other government appointees, regional executives, constituency executives, members of TESCON, members of conference, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I read you the message from His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo Addo. I feel a profound sense of gratitude for the trust and cooperation conference has shown me from the days of old, and most particularly during my tenure as President of the Republic for 2 consecutive terms. It was a great privilege to serve in that capacity on the ticket of our ever-capable New Patriotic Party. I say ever-capable because of that our non-consecutive periods in government since the 1992 dispensation began. Firstly, under President John Ajekum Kuffour from the 2001 to 2009. And secondly, myself, that is Nana Addo Akufo Addo, from 2017 to 2025. We have, through it all, demonstrated the resilience of our rank and file against challenges and shown without doubt, as our records have proven, that it is always only under the New Patriotic government that Ghana thrives. Today, we gather here at conference as representatives to remind ourselves that this crucial representative function for and on behalf of our people transcends being physically present here. Wherever we are from, though we convey here at the University of Ghana, this esteemed institution of learning and history, the acquired sentiments of despair and doubt of the people we are representing today, we most importantly carry their sentiments and expectation and hope. Hope that the key steps we will undertake here will in whole or in part be a formidable effort towards restructuring, rebuilding, and reclaiming the reins of governance of our dear country. And that whilst the path will not always be easy, we will remain deeply proud of the progress made at every step, the life we touched, and the hope we inspired. Whilst our present situation has been necessitated by circumstances we cannot ignore, I am optimistic through dialogue, mutual understanding, strong commitment to our principles and values, we can rebuild the bridges and restore the unity that has always been our strength. Amongst our youth, with enough focus on adequate use of our structures, like the recently inaugurated Patriotic Institute, to empower them and offer them the opportunities to grow. They are no more the future, they are the present. Their energy, innovation, and resilience must be the driving forces behind our progress on this rebuilding journey. Our efforts must be all-inclusive. That is why structures or laws crafted in a bygone era, which notably do not reflect the realities and aspirations of our contemporary existence, must be opened up and critically examined to follow for proper reforms. Severally, I have stated, and today will be no exception, that we must continue to stand firm and united behind the eternally forthright ideals and principles of the Dankwa Dombo Buzia political tradition, which has proven the most suited political tradition on our Ghanaian market. We must make room for belief to replace doubt. For it was out of nothing that our illustrious forebears found purpose in a melting pot of scenic salt pond to bear what has over the years transformed into the formidable political ticket we have in the NPP. Our conduct, therefore, throughout this period will either reinforce the confidence of the Ghanaian people in the NPP or draw them away from us. Accordingly, I wish us all at the National Annual Delegates Conference, I wish you well and hope that the deliberations will be fruitful. May God bless the new patriotic party and us all, and may God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha Usulemfi. Say ye fear wo pese wo ntono Usulemfi. Edan ya na say japade a wani da so a wo pese oto wa Africa ha no Usulemfi. Say wo send sika amodofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha Usulemfi. Sanso e na say wo tie obi school fees amano a Usulemfi. Nyenti a make camful Lemfi ama on say utimi send sika e fa Lemfi so a e ma ne begu bank account mu sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu. Eno achi nso no de bia Lemfi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo send a wo benya Lemfi e secured na wo send sika enche na nipa wo send ama no no Nensaka. Lemfi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, and France. What the Lemfi send this car? Untua hwe. Bomodian dey use me code NEWS news. Na say any day they can register or Lemfi so a unya bonus. Sanso and use to change so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma. So send this car fiama no ne aba Africa ha use Lemfi. Say ye fear wo pese wo nto no use Lemfi. Edan ananse japade a wani da so a wo pese oto wa Africa ha no use Lemfi. So wo send this car ama odofo e de aboa no Africa ha use Lemfi. Sanso and as uti obi school fees ama no a use Lemfi. Nyenti a make cancel Lemfi ama on say utika e fa Lemfi so a e ma ne begu bank account mu. Sanso and etimi begu mobile money account mu. Eno achi nso no de bia Lemfi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a wo send a wo benya. Lemfi e secured na wo send this car enche na nipa wo send ama no Nensaka. Lemfi wo USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Portugal, and France. What the Lemfi send this car? Untua hwe. Bomodian dey use me code NEWS news. Na say any day they can register or Lemfi so a unya bonus. Sanso and use to change so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma. So send this car fiama no ne aba Africa ha use Lemfi. Ye fear wo pese wo nto no use Lemfi. Edan ananse japade a wani da so a wo pese oto wa Africa ha no use Lemfi. So wo send this car ama odofo e de aboa no wo Africa ha use Lemfi. Sanso e na se uti obi school fees ama no a use Lemfi. Nyenti a make cancel Lemfi ama on say utimi send this car e fa Lemfi so a e ma ne begu bank account mu. Sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu. Eno achi nso no de bia Lemfi.
That used to be our readouts, our citadels, Legon, and how did we find Legon last election? Even with our own children there. Please. So we have serious homework. The ancient wise people, they said, make haste slowly. Make haste slowly. Don't rush, don't stampede, thinking that is the way to find solutions. No, we are dealing with all due respect, very wise electorate. And then, as I said,
thank you very much. Very insightful, inspirational messages from our former president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo Addo, and His Excellency John Agyekum Kuffour. Yada Omwase. Kukudu! Conference. Very soon we are going to the second half, but before we do so, let me take this opportunity to also acknowledge the presence of our former ministers. A lot of them are here. We thank you very much. Our former appointees, MMDCs, CEOs, board chairpersons. Thank you very much. Let me also say that we are live on several television networks. Now, it is time to take a message from the former vice president. It is time to take a message from the former presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party. Now let's welcome His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaj Mahamudu Bawumia, to give us his message. Yesu adinkunim over space and power. NPP, yebadinkunim. NPP, yebadinkunim. Yetebia, yebaka yewomom. Yetebia, yebaka yewomom. Yesu adinkunim over Satan power. Zion adinkunim. We are overcomers. Beyond the Hosanna. Our strength is in the Lord. Yahweh, our Yahweh Kuffour. Beyond to Hosanna. And Yamina Yadino. And Yamini Yapopim. Yamini Yabutantim. Yami. Yami Abibia. NPP. Well, I want to be a Colombian Yami. And you have been Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's welcome His Excellency the Vice President, the former Vice President. 2024 presidential candidates.
Kukrudu. 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 National Chairman, acting the General Secretary, our former President J. Kuffour, former President Nana Addo Akufo Addo, who I'm sure are watching us, the former Chief of Staff, the former Second Lady, my beautiful Samira, members of Parliament, former ministers and former members of Parliament, former MMDCs, our national executives, external members of external branches, regional executives, constituency executives, electoral area coordinators, polling station executives, and representatives of other political parties, fellow Kukrudites. Kukrudu. It is with mixed feelings that I welcome you all to this National Delegates Conference. It is a joy to see the representation of our party from across the country converge once again for conference. I, however, would have wished that we would have been doing so under different circumstances. Yet, still, I am filled with hope that as we reflect and reorganize, we will soon be given the opportunity once again by our countrymen and women to serve and assist in rebuilding and transforming our nation. Kukrudites, the task ahead of us is one that we have to conduct with diligence and measure. In times like this, we should be focused on strengthening our bonds of unity and reinvesting in the ties that bind us. Our foundation and our strength has always been in building a united party. We have been the party that has over the years built the broadest coalition of citizens, not just to win, but to govern. We have been the party that has over the years offered hope to the largest diversity of our peoples. Under our tent, it has not mattered where you come from, whether you are Sefi, Fanti, Ewe, Ashanti, Gadangme, Krobo, Dagomba, Wala, Dagati, Konkomba, Frafra, or Mamprusi. It has not mattered what religion you practice, whether you are a Christian, a Muslim, or a traditional African religious practitioner. It has not mattered whether you are rich or poor, or whether you are formally educated or not. This is why the root of our party resulted from an amalgamation of parties from different parts of Ghana and different interest groups. Let us remind ourselves that the parties that merged to form the United Party included the National Liberation Movement, dominant in Ashanti, the Northern People's Party, representing the Northern Territories, the Muslim Association Party, the Anlo Youth Organization based in the Volta region. Gan Shefi Mope represented the Gan interests in Greater Accra region. The Togoland Congress focused on British Togoland interests. The Federation Youth Organization. It is clear, therefore, that the bonds of unity in diversity has been our lifeblood and our foundation. Now more than ever, we must refresh them and desist from any language, character, or actions that divide us. With unity and consistency, we can regain the trust of Ghanaians. If we are fractured and at each other's throats, none of us can cross over and lead us to fulfill this party's purpose. Let me say that tribalism and religious bigotry, from whichever quarters it emanates, pose an existential threat and should have no place in the new patriotic party. We must also be consistent in pursuance of our effort to address not just the challenges within, but more importantly, the challenges that bedevil our motherland. In governance, there are ups and downs. Through the President J. Kuffour and President Nana Akufo Addo periods, we succeeded at many things with monumental and transformational achievements. Their achievements, these two great presidents, their achievements will stand the test of time. We have also learned useful lessons in how to improve some things in the future. We must remain resolute and consistent in doing the right things again and in applying the lessons the next time. We must ensure that Ghanaians genuinely see the lessons we have learned and are willing to apply the next time round. We shouldn't be shy about them. It is then that our fellow countrymen and women will give us another opportunity to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, an army that wants to win a battle must exercise discipline within its ranks. Too often, when we are yet to choose leaders, indiscipline, unacceptable language, and unpardonable behavior become the order of the day. In the end, when internal competitions are over, the attacks we would have launched on ourselves become fodder and ammunition which our opponents use to attack us. We experienced it in the 2024 campaign, and we should not let it happen again a second time. This is why I call on all Kukrodites to stop internal attacks now. Let's stop the internal attacks now. Let us rather focus on the attempt by the NDC to undermine our democracy and rule of law in trying to remove the Chief Justice. Let us focus on their clear intention to go after the Electoral Commissioner subsequently. Let us focus on the violence and thuggery their hoodlums carried out in the recent Ablekuma election, in full view of the police and cameras. I again call on His Excellency the President to bring the perpetrators to book and to remind them that the elephant never forgets. No matter how long it takes, we will prosecute the perpetrators when we assume office in 2029, inshallah. To the leadership of the party, I ask that you be firm and crack the whip so that discipline is maintained within our ranks. It is with discipline, humility, lessons learned, and the pursuit of a common good for Ghana that we can become the refreshed party we desire. Finally, in all our decisions today and in all our actions towards the reform process, let us be guided by the rule of what is in the best interest of Ghana. At dawn on December 8th, 2024, as I prepared my remarks to concede the election of 2024, my singular focus was on what's in the best interest of Ghana. I am fortified in my heart that as politicians, we should always be guided by what's in the best interest of Ghana at all times. What represents the best example to Ghana's children? What is in Ghana's best interest will always be in the best interest of the NPP. We cannot ever go wrong with that. Let us showcase it more and more as we reflect and rebuild. I have no doubt that notwithstanding the challenges ahead, of which there will be many, if we are united and disciplined and work hard, we will win the 2028 presidential and parliamentary elections by the grace of God. It is still possible. I wish us all a successful annual Delegates Conference. God bless you, God bless the NPP, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Applause for the various speakers. Let's applaud all the speakers of today's event. Outstanding, and let's applaud. Let's continue to applaud all our speakers for today. We've been honored today to have received messages from all political parties. From the LPG, we have received messages from the GCPP, we have received messages from the PNC, and we received a well-wished message from the NDC. We have received messages from Conrad Adenawa and the Christian Democratic Union. Let's continue to acknowledge all the messages that we have received. In addition, let's also applaud our speakers. Our speakers for today have spoken so well. They have told us all about our values and unity. Let's continue to applaud them. Thank you very much, the first national vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party, who stood in for our national chairman. Thank you very much, the national treasurer. Thank you very much, the general secretary of our great party. Thank you very much, the great chairman of our so gracious. Thank you, Honorable Trustee, for who gave us the purpose prayer. Thank you all of you who are talking today. Thank you, Excellency Akufo Addo, for your message. Thank you for your first Thank you very much, His Excellency, the former President of Ghana, President John Kuffour. Thank you all the speakers of today. Thank you for the messages that you've given to us. Thank you all regional teams. Thank you to our national executives who have been so actively involved and have helped to make this event a success. Thank you, organizing team. Thank you all of you who have contributed in various ways. And thank you, Excellent Dr. Bawumia, for that deliberate message and for the confidence with which you have spoken to us today. Thank you to all the various speakers. Thank you to all the well-wishers. Thank you for all the fraternal messages that we have received today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all our 276 constituencies across the country who are so well represented here today. Thank you for traveling from all corners of the country to ensure that the 2025 Delegates Conference is a success. Thank you for all your efforts. We are so grateful. Without you, there would be no conference. Thank you to our honorable members of parliament. Thank you to our strong and verbal minority leaders. Thank you for your speech, which we have all well recorded in our minds. Thank you once again to our general. Thank you to our national. To all our strong speakers of today for the contributions that you have made. Making Thank you all very much. So grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much. Conference, we have gotten to a very critical and very important portion or a part of our program. Under the party's constitution, Article 19 is clear. that any amendment whatsoever, whatever nature, whatever type, the kind of amendment, can only be effected by this body duly constituted and duly opened. On this note, the General Secretary, in accordance with the provision of the party's constitution, invited proposals for amendment of the party's constitution. After the proposals, again according to the constitution, the General Secretary circulated the proposals to the regional party and the constituency party. The amendment committee, made up of Frank Davis, the chairman, Idi Muhyiddin, the secretary, Honorable Patricia Appiagyei, member, Honorable Kojo Opong Nkrumah, member, Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate, also a member, Dr. Antoinette Tibudaku, a member, Honorable Dinah Asunabadapa, a member, Dr. Ekuya Amuako, and our very own Makafui Wanya, Volta Regional Chairman, also a member. Council put in place this committee to receive all of these proposals. At this point, I would invite the Constitutional or the Constitution Amendment Committee to come and guide us through all the motions put together so Council can do the needful. So let me invite the Frank Davis Committee, the Constitutional Amendment Committee, to come before conference, put before conference all motions so that conference will duly decide.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Kukrudu. Kukrudu. Kukrudu.
Presiding Chairman of Conference, the General Secretary of the party, His Excellency Dr. Alhaj Mahmoud Bawumia, former Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, all party faithful, friends of the media, both print and electronic, fellow party representatives, our distinguished elders of this great party, our distinguished delegates, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this obviously is the climax of today's engagement, the 2025 National Annual Delegates Conference of this great party, the New Patriotic Party, NPP. Distinguished party faithful, in keeping with the tradition of the New Patriotic Party and in line with the spirit of the party constitution, the National Council of the party at this meeting on April 16, 2025, constituted a 9-member Constitution Amendment Committee following the submission of the report of the Professor Okwe-led 2024 Election Review Committee. The committee, which was subsequently inaugurated by the National Chairman on April 25, 2025, had the following composition. Dr. Ekwia Amwakun, member. Honorable Ebenezer Gilbert Nina Nate, Dr. Antoinette Tibudakun, Honorable Diana Asonabadapa, Honorable Makafu Iwanya, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah Esquire, Honorable Patricia Apiaje, Idi Muhayedin Esquire, Member Secretary, and of course my good self, Frank Davis Esquire, Chairman. The terms of reference of the committee included to identify provisions of the party constitution that require amendments in order to give effect to the recommendations of the Mike Okwe Election Review Committee, to work on the recommendations of the 2021 Constitution Review Committee chaired by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, to receive proposals from party members and identifiable groups for amendments to the party constitution, to categorize the proposals into various articles and clauses for ease of reference, to make appropriate recommendations to guide the debate at the National Delegates Conference. In line with the party's tradition and the letter and spirit of the party constitution, particularly Article 19, the General Secretary, by a formal communication dated April 25, 2025, requested
So send this Kefiamanoni Aba Africa ha, Usulemfi. Say ye fear o pese won tono, Usulemfi. A dying and answer Japadia when it does so our person to Africa hano, Usulemfi. So send this car, among the 4 at the Abuano or Africa ha, Usulemfi. Sanso and as a Utio Biscuit fees, Amanoa, Usulemfi. Yenti I make come full lemfi amount and say, put me send this car, FLMFI, swa, a money begu bank account to me, Sanso, and it's me begu mobile money account to me. And where Chinsono, they be a lemfi or daily rater, a more who see Kadua or Sandia, Ubenya. Lemfi air secured. Now send this car and check Lenny Power send their manono, Nensaka. Lemfi wɔ USA, Canada, UK, Italy, Germany, Ireland, Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Portugal, and France. What the Lemfi send this car? Untua hwe. Bomadian dey use me code NEWS news. Na say any day they can register or Lemfi so a unya bonus. Sanso and use to so a ye wo bonuses ahodo a ye de ma. So send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha use Lemfi. Say ye fear wo pese wo nto no use Lemfi. Edan ananse japade a wani da so a wo pese wo to Africa ha no use Lemfi. So wo send this sika
and approval by the National Delegates Conference herein assembled. For the purposes of clarity and to make what we are about to do very distinct without any misunderstanding when we leave here, I'm going to set out the modalities for the run of the motions. I am going to take the motions seriatim from 1 to 56. After I have read out the motions, the justification for the motions will be read by another member of the committee in the person of Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah Esquire. After the recommendations, the motion will be put to vote, and we are going to have a voice vote, the ayes and the nays. Distinguished fellow delegates, party faithful, if I have your attention at this particular point in time, I would start the exercise in earnest. Motion number 1. To amend Article 1 of the Constitution to include the party's motto, symbol, and colors.
Justification. The absence of the party's motto, symbol, and colors in the Constitution is an obvious omission and ought to be rectified. The party's motto, symbol, and colors must find expression in the party's Constitution.
Fellow delegates, those in favor of motion number 1, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 2, Article 3(7). Amend Article 3(7) of the Constitution to give the power to recommend suspension of a member or an office holder pending disciplinary action against him to the appropriate disciplinary committee rather than the executive committee.
Justification. The amendment is necessary to ensure justified suspension of party executives, either elected or appointed by executive committees, only upon recommendation by the disciplinary committee, pending disciplinary proceedings against such officers. It is the disciplinary committee that shall recommend suspension, having regard to its preliminary findings.
Having heard the motion loudly and the justification, distinguished delegates, those in favor of motion number 2, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 3, amend Article 437. Amend Article 437 of the Constitution to allow for a complaint against any constituency or regional officer, whether elected or appointed, to be filed at 1 in the case of the constituency officer, the regional executive committee, and 2 in the case of the regional officer, the national executive committee.
Justification. The amendment seeks to achieve fair and equal treatment or handling of disciplinary matters involving elected officers and appointed officers who are at the same level of the party, by providing that they should be dealt with by the same disciplinary committee.
Having heard motion number 3, distinguished delegates, those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 4, amend Article 5(6). Amend Article 5(6) of the Constitution to adopt the Electoral Commission of Ghana's demarcation and cluster of electoral areas.
Chairman, the justification is as follows. The EC's electoral area systems are predetermined, bereft of controversies, and involve more polling stations than the party's demarcations of electoral area. The current provision in the party's constitution is that where polling stations under an electoral area exceed 10, an additional electoral area may be created. This lack of certainty and exactitude has triggered misunderstandings in the creation of some electoral areas. The adoption of the EC's electoral area system cures any such misunderstanding or perceived mischief.
Motion number 4. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 5. Article 6. I must say at this stage that this is a new provision. Amend Article 6 of the Constitution to provide for an electoral area executive committee structure made up of 5 members who shall all be elected, comprising the electoral area chairperson, secretary, organizer, communications officer, and electoral affairs officer.
The justification is as follows, Chairman. The current system requires limited expansion to allow for increased participation and support in the management of the electoral areas. A 5-member committee enhances operational capacity and ensures a more inclusive and structured approach to supervising polling station activities.
Distinguished delegates, those in favor of motion number 5, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 6, amend Article 6(1) of the Constitution to increase the polling station executives from 5 to 7, who are all to be elected, comprising the chairperson, secretary, organizer, women's organizer, youth organizer, communications officer, and electoral affairs officer.
Chairman of Conference, this committee respectfully recommends
the one-man, one-vote system as a long-term electoral framework for the party. In the absence of the foundational structures for the one-man, one-vote electoral system, the proposed limited expansion, which, if approved, will represent a 40% increase in the Electoral College at the polling station level, is more realistic and manageable. It has the effect of increasing the Electoral College considerably while the party works on the recommended one-man, one-vote system. Respectfully submitted.
I now put the vote. Those in favor of motion number 6, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 7. Amend Articles 6(1), 7(2), 9(1), and 10(7)(3) of the Constitution to split or decouple the position of research and electoral affairs officer at the constituency, regional, and national levels of the party.
Chairman, the amendment brings the needed focus and attention to each of the two responsibilities. Also, it is not every researcher who understands electoral matters and vice versa. Therefore, the recommendation is that separating the positions and appointing people with the requisite expertise to occupy the respective positions will inure to the party's benefit.
Those in favor, delegates, motion number 7, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes obviously have it. Motion number 8. Amend Article 7(2) of the Constitution to include the Constituency Research Officer, Electoral Affairs Officer, PWD, that persons with disability coordinator on the Constituency Executive Committee.
Justification. This represents a limited expansion of the Constituency Executive Committee and seeks to promote inclusivity and broader participation in party activities at the constituency level.
Delegates, those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 9. Amend Articles 7(5), 9(2), and 10(7)(3) of the Constitution to make communication officers at all levels of the party elected from the polling station, electoral area, constituency, regional, and at the national level. At the national level, the communication officer shall be designated the Director of Communications.
Mr. Chairman, the appointment of communication officers has, in many instances, been fraught with a lot of challenges occasioned by perceptions of favoritism and lack of candor. Making the positions elective will afford the party delegate opportunity to select persons that they think can best communicate for the party. For the avoidance of doubt, the deputy directors of communications shall remain appointed. Respectfully submitted, Chairman.
Delegates in favor, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 10. Amend Articles 710 and 97 of the Constitution to prevent party officers who get appointed into government from continuing to hold their offices.
Justification. Party officers who are appointed into government should not be allowed to hold dual positions. So long as they have accepted the appointment to serve in government, it is recommended that they focus on their mandate in government and give opportunity for other equally competent party members to occupy their positions in the party. It is also in line with the provisions in Clause 10 of Article 7 and Clause 7 of Article 9, which are intended to ensure that government appointees do not hold constituency, regional, and national executive offices. Chairman, respectfully submitted.
Delegates, those in favor of motion number 10, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 11. Amend Articles 726 and 924 of the Constitution to provide that any vacancy that may occur for whatever reason in the case of the constituency secretary and regional secretary shall automatically be filled by the deputy constituency and deputy regional secretary.
Chairman, the recommendation is as follows. The deputy constituency and deputy regional secretaries, just like the substantive constituency and regional secretaries, are also elected by the same delegates at the same conference. The deputy secretaries should be able to occupy the positions of the substantive secretaries in the absence of the latter. Respectfully submitted.
Delegates, those in favor, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 12. Amend Article 727 of the Constitution to give voting rights to national and regional officers at the constituency delegates conference at the constituency they hail from.
Chairman, the amendment strengthens the connections between these officers and the respective constituencies they hail from, where they may also serve as patrons and source of logistical support. This amendment is also geared towards the proposed limited expansion of the Electoral College, pending the one-man, one-vote system.
Delegates in favor of motion number 12, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Motion number 13. Our respected and distinguished delegates, with great respect,
So we send this cafe amanoni aba Africa ha use Lemfi. Say ye fear wo pese wo ntono use Lemfi. E dan ya na say Japan when that's why pese to Africa ha no use Lemfi. So we send this sika ama odofo e de aboa no Africa ha use Lemfi. Sanso e na say uti obi school fees ama no a use Lemfi. Nyenti American full Lemfi ama on say utimi send this sika e fa Lemfi so a e ma ne begu bank account mu sanso e na timi begu mobile money account mu. Eno achi nso no de bia Lemfi e wo daily rate a e ma hu sika dodo a o send a wo benya Lemfi e secured na wo send this